As this is Family Mediation Week, I've chosen today to talk to you a little bit about mediation. And I'm going to answer some of the common questions that people ask me when they first call me to make inquiries about mediation. So the first thing that people usually ask me is, why should I mediate? There are lots of reasons why I always think people should try to mediate if their case is appropriate. One of the main reasons is the cost. So it's much cheaper than litigating, or even usually cheaper than having lawyer-led negotiations. So one of the reasons for that is you only have one legal professional involved. So if you have both sides have a solicitor, if you go to court, both sides have a barrister as well. If you go to an arbitration or a private FDR, you're paying for 5 legal minds between you. So you can imagine that one person who could help you resolve everything is going to be much cheaper. It's much quicker. So we say things are usually resolved in between 3 to 5 sessions, hour-long sessions. So that could be over and done with within a month or so, which compared to going to court, and if you go to a final hearing, you're looking at 18 months before things are resolved, then that's a real bonus. The acrimony level is really reduced by resolving things in mediation, and that's particularly important if you're parents and you're going to have to be working together for the next, it can be 18 years, resolving things in relation to your children and seeing each other regularly. So it's not a good start to any co-parenting relationship if you are involved in a court battle. So I think in cases involving children, it's really important to try to mediate. We can sort out the finances and any children issues simultaneously. We don't have to do them separately, and each session can be driven by what you want to achieve in that session. We might have thought we were going to talk about the finances that day, but an issue has arisen in relation to contact, so we can change. It's not a rigid or fixed system like the court system, and you are the ones making the decisions, so you're not going to have decisions imposed on you by a judge at the end of the day. It's up to you to come up with solutions, and I will help you to do that. And it just means that we can be much more imaginative and come up with things that are flexible and around what works best for you and for your children. Most mediations, about 80% of mediations, result in a successful outcome. So some sort of agreement at the end, which makes it all the more worth trying. If you don't necessarily reach agreement on everything, you've usually narrowed down the issues quite a lot, or you've at least dealt with the financial disclosure process, which makes things much cheaper than if you do have to involve solicitors later. So if you can narrow down the issues, then that's going to save you costs down the line as well. A little bit about me, because people usually want some background on me before they decide to mediate with me. I am a solicitor specialising in family law. I do children work and financial work, and have a specialism in international cases. I'm a qualified all issues mediator, so that means I'm qualified to help you mediate issues relating to children and finances. And I use my experience as a solicitor to help give you information about how the courts deal with things, how the courts would look at things, and the legal process generally, just to help you navigate the process and help you to reach agreement. It's a completely confidential process, so anything that's said in mediation can't be then used later in court proceedings. And I'm entirely neutral, so I can't have known any of you before. I can't be acting for either of you as your solicitor, which is really important if I'm going to help you to reach an agreement yourselves. It's not something that has to be done without any legal advice, so you're both free to have legal advice at any time, to call your solicitor in the middle of a session if you want to speak to your solicitor before and after any sessions. And actually it can be helpful to have legal advice as well, so it's not a sort of either or situation. Sessions can be weekly, or we can leave a longer gap between sessions. Again, it's really flexible. Sometimes you might need a bit longer between sessions if you're trying to get information together. Pension information particularly can take quite a while to come back from pension providers. But we're not on any sort of fixed timetable with the courts. So that's just something that helps you as well. At the moment, because of lockdown and what's happening at the moment, we're doing sessions on Zoom. Some people prefer that anyway. Not being physically in the same room as their partner can be helpful and make people feel more comfortable. When the restrictions end, we will go back to doing sessions in person if people prefer that, but Zoom sessions can work really well as well when one party's abroad or doesn't live in London. The cost of the sessions is £300, but that is split between both the parties, so it's £150 each, which again works out much cheaper than both parties individually paying £300 or more to their solicitor. If you are interested in a mediation session, I'm doing a special rate for Family Mediation Week for the first 5 sessions, which would be at the rate of £150 plus VAT, which is split between you. So it works out just £75 per person. If you would like to get any more information, please contact me. All the details are on the website. Thank you.